Electronic Basics Video 2 Power Supply. In this video, I'm going to cover the circuit voltage requirements and what are the options for voltage supply. First, all breadboards are connected to a DC voltage, which requires a positive and negative terminal. Also, the voltage must be low. It depends on the application, can range from 1.5 volts up to 10 volts, 24 volts, depends on the situation. As far as for voltage options, we can use a single battery of 1.5 volts. It depends on the application. If it's not enough, we can combine several 1.5 volt battery and make a battery pack. So if you need 3 volts, 4.5 volts, depending on the application. Also, a 9 volt battery can also be used with a potential divider to protect components that require lower voltage. To provide voltage for this breadboard is very simple. You just need to connect the positive terminal of the battery and the negative terminal of this battery with the breadboard. To provide voltage on the other side of this breadboard, you just need to use a wire and connect the positive with the positive, and we call this like a jump wire. Can be any wire, but it's just have the job of to jump or connect the positive from one side to the other one, and likewise the negative to this negative. So this way, with this battery, we have provide voltage on both sides of this breadboard. Another alternative is, instead of making this connection, connect the negative here and the positive here. So this way, only this column and this column have voltage. This one, the positive on this side and the negative on this side, there is no voltage. I would not recommend to do these type of connections because when you start to set up your circuit, sometimes you are going to place the terminal of a component on the wrong column to realize later that that is not working. So make sure that you have all on one side, or if you want to use the other side, use those wires to connect and provide voltage on the other side. One disadvantage of using a battery to supply voltage for a circuit on the breadboard is that the voltage is going to be used and the battery is going to slowly discharge and will not provide enough energy that sometimes we need to work in the circuit. If a 9 volt battery is what you need, if you are worried about discharging over time, you can use a rechargeable battery, and this one here can come in a pack, and there is a USB cord that you can connect to the wall charger. My personal experience with batteries is if I use 1.5 battery and I need to connect as a pack to provide 4.5 volts or more, usually they discharge quite quick for me, and using 9 volts kind of lasts longer, but then I have to do a lot of modification in my circuit to make sure that my components that cannot handle 9 volts they are protected. But if that's what I want to do, and then this option here can help me like overnight charge and use the next day and continue with my circuit. Now, if I have an outlet available, my option would be use this power supply module. This power module can be used with a power adapter wall charger that provides 9 volt DC, and this is the terminal that we can connect to this power module, and then connect this to the outlet. Another option is connect the terminal of a USB cable and connect this to your computer or any other device. This power module is compatible with the breadboard and fit on this perfectly. Then we just need to connect the terminal of this wall charger and to the outlet. To check if this module is powered, you just need to press this button and this green light comes off. Again, to use this power module, you need to connect with the wall charger or with a USB port to your computer. Either way will provide the voltage needed on your circuit. I purchased my power module on Amazon, and we can buy 5 pieces for $7.48. These units will not come with the power adapter wall charger, this one. The power adapter wall charger you need to buy separately. You can find on Amazon for $8. Here is what you need to know about this power module. The 4 sets of pin 1, 2, 3, 4 must be connected to the breadboard in order to provide voltage to the power bars. I recommend to leave the letters identification visible with the polarity of the power bars. I do not recommend install the power supply this way for 2 reasons. One is when the wall charger plug is here, is going to create a little bit of instability. It's not going to be very stable, and sometimes it lifts the pins right here. So it's better that you move forward and install right here at one reference that you can see the letters and you can see the polarity of the terminals. Another suggestion is when the module is being pressed against the breadboard, make sure you do gently, because if you force, so the terminals can bend. The polarity connections are designed to the polarity of the breadboard. So here is the positive, and this is the positive, negative, negative. Positive, positive, negative, and negative. This module provides 2 options for voltage, 3.3 volts and 5 volts on each side. To select the voltage that you have designed for your circuit, you just need to remove this cap like this. And if you want 5 volts, for example, so you insert the cap on 5 volts. If you want 3.3 volts, you remove the cap and select 3.3 volts. Likewise, on the other side, you can do the same thing. You can do 5 volts and or, all right, 3.3 volts. Why this is important? Because let's say that you are working with 2 different voltages in your circuit. So on this side, you set as 5 volts. And on the other side, you want 3.3 volts. So you have this option. So you know this side will provide 5 volts and this side will provide 3.3 volts. Now, if you want both sides have the same voltage, and then you select, for example, in my case, 5 volts and 5 volts. So you have 5 volts on both sides of this breadboard. You can also select no voltage. Let's say I don't want voltage in this side of the circuit, so I'm going to remove the cap to the mirror right here. It says off. So right now I have no voltage on this side of the circuit. To power this circuit with the wall charger, I just connect this plug right here, and this is the button that I press. Now, right now, I have no voltage on both sides. When I press this green light comes off, indicates that now I have on my selection, actually I have no voltage here. If I want to move it to 5 volts on both sides, now I have 5 volts on both sides of this breadboard. Summary of power supply module. Number 1, the 4 sets of pins must be connected to the breadboard in order to provide voltage to the power bars. Power bars. Second, connect the power supply adapter, wall charger, and check for the green light. Good to go. Select the voltage required by moving the cap. So if you want 5 volts, just move this cap, and the 5 volts, so 3.3 volts or no volts on each side of the power bar. Select no voltage or off if just one side of the power bar needs to be 0 volts. So here is, you just move it to the mirror, and that is off. So I have no voltage, 0 volts on the side. And the last observation, which is my favorite, is that this module provides endless power supply. Will never discharge.